practicing law, it can be stressful, thankless, and watching our favorite shows with you and talking about them. This is why we do this podcast. But today is actually one of those days that I love my job as an attorney.
It's like opposite day. It doesn't feel right. We need a shit show.
Well, I think we've got one coming up. Love is Blind, Ohio, season 10, episode 8, A Snake in the Grass. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With our host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Hey, Channel Surfers. Welcome to Remote Reality. I'm Lauren, your friend and attorney host who loves to overanalyze everything, including our favorite reality TV shows.
I'm Dee, her paralegal and smartass sidekick and co-host.
And we just want to thank you, as always, for joining us and watching Love is Blind, Sister Wives, 90 Day Fiancé, and remind you the best way to support our very small, independent, operating at a loss podcast is to like and subscribe. So if you're on YouTube, I'm pointing up here. Click this link to subscribe. If you're on Apple Podcast and Spotify, make sure you follow and leave a 5-star review. We might be able to break even.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, because we do debtors work. We don't make a lot of money. We just want the show to pay for itself.
I'm Poe.
We're more broke than our client. Times are tough.
I'm on day 4 of chili, bitch.
In all seriousness, Channel Surfers, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe on YouTube, to follow on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, to let your friends who love the same shows as us know that we're out here, and it means the world to us. We love doing this, and we want to be able to continue bringing you this content. I mean, selfishly for us, because this is like our therapy. We love you guys.
Yes, we do. We love everybody.
I know it will take a long time to get to where we're even breaking even here, but every little bit is a step toward my bank account not having money deducted out of it to produce this. So we really appreciate it. All right, enough of that. Let's dive into this episode. Like I was telling my friends, it just gets worse and worse. Episode 7, that felt like it was good tea. 8, and then 9, I'm gobsmacked.
Excited because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm making Dee watch this with me and recording our reactions because I wanted to see her reaction to everything that's about to go down.
I'm usually the one that comes out cussing. What the fuck?
I have a feeling it's going to be pretty similar to how most of us are reacting. Have you ever played pickleball?
No.
Do you like pickles?
Sometimes.
Do you think they have anything to do with each other? Well, that's disappointing. Vic and Christine, they're playing pickleball. And Christine said she likes pickles. I was like, oh, are they balls made out of pickles? Why is
Are
it
they
called
wedges?
pickleball?
I don't know. Are they wedges? Or are they full-blown size pickles?
Do you think about those full-blown pickles? Alex has drug Ashley down in the mud with them, rolling around in the mud.
It didn't take long.
And Devonte and Brittany, they're working out. Brittany, this is me at the gym, thinking about food. Like, should we get the seasonings? I'd really like bira for dinner.
See, I'm going to be tacos, nachos. I'll work out lifting the margarita.
Show starts with Chris and Jess showing each other their apartment. So speaking of bira and tacos and margaritas, we get to meet Chalupa.
Apparently, he's got Mexican food on his mind all the time, too.
I think it's a cute name for a kitty cat. Now, what is with this ice bath?
Well, no, I have friends that do them. I can't imagine wanting to do. I hate the cold. And when they walked out on the balcony, and when I first saw it, I thought it was a fire pit, which is way more appropriate than an ice plunge on the patio.
Yeah, that's opposite day. His apartment, it looks like dark green, almost a dark teal cabinets and everything when you walk in. Her apartment has those same elements. Like in her living room, you have the black walls by the fireplace, and then her bedroom, it's all green. It's literally a cave with snakes.
Fucking snakes, man. I was just like, what?
Jessica has snakes on the mind. She's trying to manifest a snake.
She's got snake rugs, snake lamps. I'm like,
it's phallic.
Well, I'm a snake phobia person, so seeing all of that just makes me cringe.
It doesn't make you think of penises?
No.
Just me?
No. Just you,
So
apparently.
they have similar styles, like their furniture. That's always interesting to watch a couple merge into one house and see how their styles match. At Chris's house, they're talking about their future. Where are we going to live? When she's going to do the ice plunge bath? He's like, I'll put it on the calendar. Let's make sure we mark down when that's going to happen.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, make it 5 years or so.
This feels too much like working out. So I burn calories doing it. No, thank you.
He should have known. She loves heating pads. She uses a heating pad every day. So someone who is cuddling up with heating pads is not going to be interested in an ice plunge. No
That
way.
sounds like torture. She had this pink shirt on with the little thumb holes in it where you can stick your thumbs through the sleeves, which I love those kind of shirts. They were talking about kids. So neither of them want kids, but it sounded like they're both open to it if they found the right person.
Yeah, or if they changed their mind at some point. I know people like that. I have relatives that didn't start till they were in their 40s.
Well, almost me. Chris's apartment, I guess it's in downtown Columbus.
It looked like it was downtown.
Jess said that he could walk anywhere from there. Is downtown Columbus a college town?
He's avoided downtown, so I'm not really sure if that's where the college is, if it's downtown or if it's kind of like on the outskirts of the city. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've been up there.
I feel like every time I went to Columbus, we were always near or on Ohio State. So I didn't know, is it so big that only like one part of it is the college, or is the college kind of spread throughout the whole area? I just wonder, like, is that the he's not ready, he like still wants to go out and have fun and go to bars kind of lifestyle?
And it's a good possibility. I mean, Columbus is the capital. I don't know if that means it's the largest, but I know it's the capital.
Well, Columbia is the capital in South Carolina, and USC, it's like sprawled out throughout downtown.
Yeah, it's probably that way up there too.
She lives in the suburbs. It's only about 12 minutes away. Her house it's big. It's gorgeous. Lots of gold, lots of snakes,
Lots of clothes. Like she's getting ready to turn a bedroom into a closet.
lots of clothes.
Like I could go shopping in that room that she had her clothes.
If I was her size, I could.
It was like racks and they were amazing.
So she's got heating pads. Do you think she has like a bunch of heating pads, or do you think she has a heated blanket?
She said heating pads. And I'm also assuming that she probably has some kind of issues, maybe with her back or something, because she's using them every day.
Why wouldn't you just get a heated blanket?
Well, it's not going to do the same thing. If she's trying to just like isolate an area on her body and put heat on it.
Then you would say heating pad. It sounds to me like she's layering them on her bed. She's got them plugged into outlets all over the side.
Like, you don't have any heating pads?
Yeah, I've got one, but typically when there's something like that, I just pull out my heated blanket. It's like a little Sherpa throw, and I just wrap that around whatever. Or
I
just
just-
get under it because it feels good,
They do feel good.
especially where it's cold in Columbus. I thought this was interesting. They were talking about timing and how, like, if they met at another time, it might not have been the right time. And then Chris says, or if we met 6 years from now, we might not have matched up. That's not the same as like if we met in the past. What is that saying about you're thinking you might not match up in 6 years?
I don't know, unless he thinks that they're going to change a lot in the next 6 years.
Or that her life's going to be totally different. It was just weird to me. Like, I can see talking about the past, but to say, or 6 years from now, it might not have matched up. Well, then what if you get married 6 years
Right.
from now, it still doesn't match up?
I thought
It
it
was
was
just
I thought
weird.
it was odd. Yeah, I thought it was an odd statement.
Just a off the cuff, strange statement. Ashley and Alex, what do we say? What the hell? That was a lot of unloading. Let's just start where they started. The move. They've talked about this throughout the season. When her lease is up and it was like June or July, that's when they would move. And she's telling him, I have a meeting tomorrow with my boss. And then he climbs all over her ass about it. He's sitting there saying that he's fluid and he's worried that she's not fluid. That's not what I'm saying. He is the one that is stuck on, we have to get out of here. That is an immovable position. And she's the one that is open to it and working with him to get it. She just loves her job and wants to see if she can keep it, whether they go to Arizona or Florida.
I think he's just used to going as soon as he gets a job opportunity and just up and go.
Absolutely.
And probably
Well,
not taken into consideration somebody else doing that with him.
and her dad said, you always consider the other person when making a decision. But
Mhm.
what do we hear him saying to Ashley?
He got-
Alex is saying that he is worried he will lose this opportunity. He doesn't want her decision to affect him.
Mhm.
It's all about him getting to keep this coaching job in Florida,
Yeah,
regardless of her job.
I said it yesterday. I don't think he's going to be able to marry anyone with his lifestyle. If he doesn't want to change his lifestyle, any woman with a career, it's going to be hard to just move from one place to another every few months or every couple of years.
This is also so much BS. He's asking her, didn't I make my nomadic lifestyle very upfront to you, very clear to you? Like, first of all, what's your point?
Well, I have to say, she seemed much more gung ho in Cabo than she did sitting at the table in the apartment when she was having this discussion with him today.
Yeah, but in Cabo, the plan was after my lease is up, we will move. And in the apartment today, it's what's your decision? Can I take this Florida job?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to my boss tomorrow. Well, Alex isn't ready to wait. He told her dad also at dinner that he was tired of moving around and finding a new shopping center and a new grocery store and adjusting.
He's just full of it.
And then he just like starts spiraling about something about water bottles, which big fight I guess we missed out on, about folding laundry. He's done laundry there once. And she's like, okay, you fold your clothes, I'll fold mine. But after that one time of doing laundry, he feels like he's walking on eggshells. I want to
The
know
way
what the hell happened.
I know. The way I interpreted it was apparently she didn't like the way that he had folded the clothes. So,
And he just took it the wrong way and decided he's
Right.
walking on eggshells folding his own clothes.
apparently, I don't, or maybe he folded hers as well. I don't know. Because we didn't see it. The water bottles was definitely him, though. Like he had them, I'm assuming,
Well, he put
lined
them
up.
in the refrigerator and then she turned them all front facing and he felt like he didn't do it good enough.
So she might be a little bit OCD.
But she doesn't. She's like, whatever. It's fine. The way you did it is fine. And she didn't criticize him for how he did it. She was like, do your own clothes. Do it your way.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me do mine my way. And who cares if the labels are turned around? Who cares? Why is that something we're even going to talk about? If
It's
she
a big
turns
issue
the
for
labels
some
to the
people.
front, why are you going to fight her on it?
It could be a big issue for some people. I probably drive people nuts playing cards because I cannot stand the deck in the middle of the table to not be perfectly even on all four sides. Like if there's one card that gets out of line, I'm constantly straightening it up.
But we're talking about a marriage. You've got to pick your battles.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying it could be quirks that are not going to be okay for a partner.
If
Stuff like
he
that could
doesn't
drive
care
some
how the
people crazy.
labels are and he's putting them in there willy-nilly, what does it matter if she has it her way and she goes in and turns them front facing? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter to him. They're all willy-nilly to him. He just
Mhm.
feels like he's not good enough for her. This is
I
an
thought-
insecurity. He says he's so confident, but she
Mhm.
doesn't like the way he folds her clothes, so she's just going to do it. She doesn't like how he put the water bottles in, so she turned them around. But he's not so secure. He acts like he's so secure, but he feels like he's walking on eggshells with
Mhm.
somebody wanting to do things differently.
He did say that he wasn't good at the domestic stuff and he wanted to make sure he was doing it right and stuff. So, I mean, he let her know he didn't have confidence in that area. So, I don't know. I haven't thought they would work out anyway.
This whole pregnancy thing, too, he's not initiating it. He knows her love language is physical touch. And he's like, well, you need to initiate it. So he's like, basically, I'm going to stop making the initiative to touch you. It's almost like he's withholding affection from her. Now, he said it's because she was on her period,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not going to track her period. But then he offers a shared period tracker and this whole thing about when they can have sex. I mean, wrap it up, first of all.
If you don't want to have kids, then make sure you can't have kids.
And tracking it, even wrapped up, helps. Like, don't wrap it up and have sex during ovulation.
Mhm.
You know, a little extra layer of protection, but it just comes out of nowhere.
That discussion went on for a while.
And he was acting like she's trying to trap him. And she kept telling him, I don't want a kid either. Like, trust me, look at how you're acting, Alex. I do not want a kid with you right now either.
I don't want to trap you in Cleveland. I don't want to trap you in Cleveland with a kid.
She's fed up with it and goes to her room. I don't blame her. Did he pick up his phone and text her immediately and ask her to come back?
I wasn't sure if it was her. I kind of thought maybe it was production, maybe texting both of them, telling, come back in here or whatever. Because I heard him say, are you going to come back in here? So it made me think that maybe that they had been sent a text that said something about, you need to finish this conversation.
Well, she goes in and says, addresses all of his concerns, the water bottle, the clothes, the pregnancy. She is being a nomad. She is fine with all of that and working on all of that. She just wants to know if she can keep her job when they go. So just have some patience. Let me find out first if I can keep this job. That's all I'm asking. That's all she asked for the whole time. Now, he doesn't take accountability. He goes back and says that he thinks they're good with the bed stuff and then makes an excuse that he wasn't touching her because of her period. So no accountability, just excuses, and then completely doesn't acknowledge that Ashley is not satisfied with the frequency of it. He asked her if she's satisfied, and she's like, yes, Alex, it's good, but here are the issues. He is not confident. He's very fragile. He can't take any criticism.
Well, there's some people that are like that. And it's not accommodating to him. Since everything is about him, everything that she's saying and doing right now is not accommodating to him. It interferes with his job offer. He worried about having kids and whatever. It's just everything that she's having a problem with is things that are not accommodating to him, what he's pointing out.
And she's pointing out that sexually he's not accommodating to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she takes accountability for what he's saying and says she'll work on it, but he
doesn't do
her criticism. He's too fragile. If you're really confident, you don't have to say you're really confident all the time.
Yeah, he's constantly saying that. I'm confident in myself at this. I'm confident in myself here.
Also, he says, I have self-confidence, and that comes off as numb, but it isn't. No, you can be confident and empathetic and caring and kind and not numb.
Well, you know who lacks empathy? Narcissists. They do.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Which also...
He's checking them boxes off.
So Amber and Jordan have been cooking together. It sounds like they're making some really delicious stuff.
I had to laugh, though, because her brother asked him what he would, was really good at making. And he said burgers. And I was like, yeah, because fucking burgers are so challenging.
Look, Jordan has been making homemade fries as well.
Yum. I love homemade fries.
And then Amber, we laughed about the waffles, but Amber made waffles and he made chicken. What is better than chicken and waffles? I'm a Southern girl.
I was getting ready to say that's such a Southern thing, too. I'm surprised they were doing chicken and waffles up there. They don't even have Waffle Houses up there.
You know what? They say they don't sugarcoat anything, which in the South, those waffles would be like the Belgian waffles with the little crumpets of sugar in the middle.
I remember you bringing the leftover chicken and waffles from your wedding into the job. And I was like, this is the best shit. And it was 2 or 3 days old.
Eggo makes Belgian waffles now. You don't even have to heat them. You just pull them out and they taste like the waffles I had at my wedding.
No.
Yeah. Eggo Belgian waffles.
I've got to get those. Send them to me.
I get them at BJ's. Speaking of heating things, did you see the QR code on their microwave? Just me.
Just you.
Just me now that my microwave is working, and ours actually has a QR code, but I haven't scanned it yet. So I'm like, I wonder what it does. And I saw it on there. So I'm like, I wonder what it does.
I wonder if the frozen package that you get something out of has a QR code on it and you scan it onto that and then it just cooks it exactly the way that product's supposed to be done.
No, I think it opens the app, the QR code. I'll let you know when I do it.
I'm so behind the times. I don't understand any of this newfangled stuff.
I don't know either. I've got one for my refrigerator. I think it told me once I left the door open. Got one for my washing machine and dryer. I don't know. Unless the bitch can fold clothes for me, I don't care.
I don't have anything new enough for our code on them.
All my stuff broke.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the big thing here is that Jordan is meeting Amber's family. Not only is he meeting her brother Jake, which they seem to get along.
They did. They look like they probably would have a lot of things in common.
They look like buddies.
Mm-hmm. Right
Who
off the
couldn't be
bat.
buddies with Jordan though? He
I
just
don't
seems so
know.
nice.
Like if somebody said they didn't like him, I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Why?
Yeah.
But Jordan also tells us that he's met Matt, Emma's father, off camera, and he said it went well. He left the conversation feeling good.
That's a positive.
So check, 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 check. Things are rolling right along for this couple. Now, speaking of favorite couples, I know that Amber and Jordan are yours, but
Mm-hmm.
Vic and Christine are mine.
Mm-hmm.
I just love them so much. Every time I see Vic and Christine, they're walking around looking at topiaries.
Yes. And I was like, I started laughing because some of the topiaries, it was like they started the picture from the bottom going up and without the heads on the top of them. I was like, they all look like penises. Like,
Well, apparently there was some sort of X-rated one. Vic was like,
Yeah.
cover your eyes. This is
I could see-
inappropriate.
I could
Don't
see
look
where
at that bush. She's got a bush on her.
I could see where it could easily get messed up working with shrubbery. I almost said that wrong. Shrubbery.
The kayak was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about kids, and I don't know if Christina's busting his chops, but she's like, Vic, you're getting up there. How long, what kind of timeline are we on? He's 34. She's 31.
Wow.
I'm like, what, is he 40? How old is this man?
Well, maybe it was because they don't even want to look at buying a house for like 2 years. They're going to be very structured in how they do everything.
Yeah. And they're on the same page.
Right. So the kids aren't going to come, I'm sure, until after the house. So that's probably the reason why she was saying it the way she did.
But they also have aging parents. We met her mom, and they want to
Mhm.
make sure that their kids get to meet their parents. So they're figuring it out. Now, they talk about raising biracial children,
Mhm.
and Vic says it's important for their kids to understand that the world isn't fair. It's not colorblind. And he talks about when he was a kid, the cops pulled a gun
Mhm.
out on him because they see Black bodies maybe as more adult.
Mhm.
And it's important to educate the kids, not from a place of victimhood, but preservation.
Mhm.
And I was getting I got teary eyed during that part. That's just,
They had a very deep conversation. It's
It's
probably
so
one of the
sad.
deepest conversations I've seen on the show.
I mean, little kids. I can't imagine someone pulling a gun out on my kid.
Mm-mm.
I have the privilege of not having to have that conversation.
Mhm.
But I have friends that have to think about these things. One of my friends, her son is autistic, and she has a seatbelt that says, I'm autistic. So if a police officer pulls him over and he's socially awkward, they don't think he's not following directions. It's for his safety.
Mhm.
It hurts my heart to think about that stuff. There needs to be change. It's an important conversation. It's an important conversation for them to have, for everybody to have, really. And he's saying that with biracial kids, sometimes they never feel at home. They don't feel like they belong anywhere. Sorry. It just hurts my heart. I'm just thinking about my friends' children that I love, and I don't love that.
Mhm.
I don't love that they might go through that. Christine, she says that she worries about not being able to 100% relate to her kid, which is understandable. But on the same token, I don't know that any parent always 100% relates to their kids.
We
Sometimes
don't.
I'm like, this kid's an alien. Where the hell did he come from?
We don't. Speaking with 2 adult children, so I've gone through every age right now.
I don't know where I got this one. I have no idea.
Raised them both the same, and they're completely opposite.
That's like me and my brother. So that's relatable for
Mhm.
all parents. But they are just so cute together. They're sitting there. They're always in each other's arms. They're standing there
Mhm.
hugging each other. She's looking up his nose. He's like, hey, you see anything up there? And then at the end, he says, the geese start quacking. He goes, there's the geese right on cue. They're about to go attack somebody, which, my God, there's geese in my backyard.
Mhm.
Before we put a fence up when we first moved in, I was like, look, they're so cute. And they had a little nest in our backyard, and the little goslings, they hatched, and they're a little fluffy and running around. But this was before they hatched. And I walked out there and I was taking a video. I was like, oh, you're so cute, little goose. Look at you. this mother trucker came flying at me. I was scared. I like ran backwards, and it's all on camera. I filmed all of this. Stumbled, fell, and then Rob's standing on the porch laughing.
I'd have been laughing right beside of him if I had seen it.
Came after me. That geese was scary. Now I don't mess with them. I don't mess with geese.
They mean.
I love Brittany's family.
I just loved her and Devonte here.
Yeah.
There is such a different vibe with the two of them together now versus what it was in Cabo. I mean, they just seem to be in sync now.
They've caught their stride. She trusts him. It seems like around the house, things are going well. He like clears the microwave. He does the dishes. He cooks dinner. And it's so funny when her brother says, she always said she had to marry a man that would cook or they would starve. And Devontae's like, I believe it. That's me.
Apparently,
remember when my microwave broke? I starved.
I was just thinking, okay, well, he's learned pretty quick. She can't cook.
Whoever made that meal,
I'm so hungry.
So good. There was a tortilla and rice and chicken and black beans and tomatoes.
My stomach started growling. It looked amazing. And like, it looked like a chef had done it. Like it was plated perfectly. And I'm like, oh, I want that.
It looked beautiful. And the family keeps mentioning that this is like the happiest they've seen her. Her sister-in-law said that she's glowing. Her dad said he'd never seen her like this before. As far as marriage, Devonte tells them, I came from a broken home. I don't want that for my family. So when I get married, I want it to be right. And her dad says that they decided early on that divorce wouldn't be in their vocabulary. They're going to grow, learn, love, and championship each other. I definitely think there are times that people need to separate, times where there's danger, there's abuse. But the way that they see marriage, it's a commitment. When you make that decision, you make that decision. Now, like I said, definitely are exceptions.
Well, I think they're also looking at too, when they got married, it was a big deal. I mean, it was a commitment people took serious, death do you part. And now divorce just seems like a willy-nilly option. If you, don't fold the clothes right. You see what I'm saying?
I'm not going to bash people for getting divorced. And there are absolutely circumstances where we should champion that.
Exactly. I just think it shows the difference in the generations.
Well, marriage is hard.
It is. And you can't run the first time it gets difficult as far as, like, for example, the folding the clothes differently or messing up the water bottles in the refrigerator. Those are not reasons to walk away from a marriage. What you're saying is absolutely, if there's domestic abuse or, things like that, I get that, infidelity, I get that. But what I think he was saying is, you don't go into it looking at that always being an option if you don't get your way or you disagree about something.
Right. Or your spouse spends thousands of dollars out of your savings account. It's not easy. You champion through it. They get depressed and don't want to get out of bed.
Yeah, there's plenty of reasons.
It's not easy.
No, there are legitimate reasons for getting divorced. I just think the point that he was trying to make is that it shouldn't be an easy option for something that's fixable.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And it's not always easy. Like, I had postpartum depression. I'm sure I was a nightmare for those couple of months before I was diagnosed and medicated, but you championed through it.
Yeah.
Even though it was extremely hard. I just remember a teacher I had said, you think that people get married and they're always going to be in love, but it's about commitment. You'll go in and out of love. Marriage is the promise to find your way back.
That's very well said. I like that.
And that's what I was taking from Dante, from Brittany's dad. Dante and Devonte.
He wants them to get married tomorrow.
He's like, I'm about to ask if you'll marry my daughter. Please take her. But they're so cute. They come downstairs and Dante's walking in with this mad mug on his face. Like they just had a fight. And he's like, nah, he got out of line. He's out of control. And Devonte walks out the door and they're like, wait. They know that they're joking, but they tried to trick him. Dante couldn't keep a straight face.
I thought it was great that Devonte kept up with the Russ and went, the Roos and went along with it. I'm not saying that right. I said it wrong, but you know what I'm saying. Yes.
Well, Devonte, he didn't have a dad. And this seems like something, I mean, this reminds me of my dad cutting up, like, let's
yeah, my
play a
dad's
prank
the
on
same way.
somebody.
He's
So-
gonna love him.
It's like it's his son already. He's like, come on, let's pull a prank
Yeah.
on the ladies.
I hope they work out, not just for them, but for Devonte. That family is going to be amazing to go into.
I really love Brittany's family. Can I join them? You want to take me?
We want to join your family.
Adopt us. Teach me your cooking ways. You're like,
Definitely
hell
have us
no.
over.
You're going to
If you-
microwave refried beans. Get the hell out of here.
If you can't adopt us, at least invite us over for dinner.
I make good margaritas.
Yeah, we can make a mean margarita.
I make good chocolate chip cookies. Salted brown
Yes,
butter.
and I do good cheesecake.
That's what we have to offer. Take us.
We'll do a trade.
So on the way back from the frat house, Brie and Connor go to meet Brie's mom.
Oh my gosh, she's just as funny as Brie.
Connor's funny too.
Mm-hmm.
Because Brie's mom says, I can't wait to hear about it. And he's like, oh, trust me, you will. They are all busting each other's chops.
I like that dynamic. I was very familiar with it. Me and Rob did it a lot, but
So do me and Rob.
But it drove my parents crazy because they couldn't tell if we were serious or joking. And I'm like, it's not serious. I know it sounds like it, but we're not.
Same.
It's like flirting. It was like our way of flirting almost.
Exactly. So apparently Connor has had the cake out since New Year's, the Christmas tree, of course, up since Christmas. And I'm sitting here wondering, like, okay, well, what time of the year are we in? Is this like January, February? What was the big deal? We are at Easter.
Oh, that is a little long. At that point, I would just start decorating for different holidays and leave it up year round.
And he tries this, oh, I was waiting for you, Brie, like to come and take it down for him. He was hoping he'd find some girl in the pods to come take down his Christmas tree.
Yeah, I think he was just bullshitting with her. Although I do have to say, I have been FaceTiming with my son and my grandson for the last, since Christmas. And every time it would swing around and his Christmas tree was still up. And I was like, why is your tree still up? I haven't taken it down yet. But when I went up this weekend, he did take it down. It was already down.
Well, it's February, just like Grandma. It's not Christmas yet. I mean, Easter. It's like we just celebrated Jesus' birth and now he's going to resurrect.
I usually try to have mine down by the day after New Year's Eve on New Year's Day.
I usually wait until like mid-January because the 8th is the day that the 3 wise men visited Jesus, January 8th.
Yeah.
According to Catholic tradition. I mean, really, it just depends on when Rob takes it down. Who are we kidding? I don't touch it.
I take it down on that day because it's usually a day that I don't have to work. And if I don't take it down when I have time, it'll probably be up until next Christmas.
I'm Connor. I had to find somebody who would do it for me. Connor has told Brie that he is malleable, that he wouldn't live this way if she had been in his life. I don't know about this. Brie is questioning this. She's like, look, I'm self-motivated. Everybody is self-motivated. The question is whether or not you are enough motivation for him to start living differently. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Look, I live by myself. Well, I have a roommate, but I do things completely different than I did when I was part of a couple. And I think that if I had somebody in my life that I was a couple with, then I would change it again. So I think I don't think it's unusual that, this is what works for him by himself. When you're in a couple.
Did you live on your own before you got married?
I did not. Well, technically I did, but I didn't because I moved into my husband's house, but he was working away. So he would come in on Thursdays and leave on Sundays. And the rest of the week I was in the house by myself. So that was my first experience of being out on my own.
So it was still with him because that's how it was.
It wasn't. It was and it wasn't because he was there for a couple of days and then the rest of the time I was by myself.
And see, Connor, he's 32?
Mm-hmm.
I lived on my own for a while before I got married. I was 34. I had my own house. Rob was 40 when we got married. He had his own house. Did everything magically change once we moved in together? Nope.
You don't think that you do anything different with being a couple than you did when you were single?
Well, I don't do dishes. I let him do it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't do anything outside the
The
house.
dishes magically get cleaned.
I didn't do anything outside the house. I always let him do clean the cars, mow the yard. I did everything in the house. We just kind of divided it up that way. But like, I probably would not sit in my room watching TV and eating dinner. I would probably be at a dinner table with him. I mean, having a conversation while we ate. That's just the way we did it.
Sometimes, but no, sometimes I am in my room eating dinner, playing Fortnite.
The only thing I'm saying is I don't think it's a ride or die kind of thing.
I'm just saying you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and I was an old bitch when we got married.
I think that
maybe there's hope for Connor.
You adjust your life as people come in or out. I don't think his apartment was that big a deal.
I didn't either, but I don't know if Brie can tolerate that. She was teaching him how to fold his clothes, and then her mom asked if he had a dirty bag for his laundry. I'm like, what? What do you mean a dirty bag? Do you mean like I would freak them out? Like me taking dirty clothes and packing them when I go visit my mom. And I'm like, I'll just wash these when I get there since they're not clean now.
I always have a trash bag in my suitcase. And as the clothes get dirty, they go into the bag and then it goes back into the suitcase. So I know which ones are dirty and which ones are not.
Well, I know too. The ones on the floor are dirty. The ones in the suitcase are clean. And when I'm done, I just throw it all together.
Yeah, my memory doesn't work that way. I would be like,
sometimes you have to smell to remember if you wore it or not.
You're disgusting. Fuck, you sick bitch. Sorry.
I'll have to cry again. Anybody else do it that way? I know Liz probably does.
That would fit.
I think that's it for so Mike and Emma go to meet his family. When she said she wasn't sure if she wanted to have kids, they got real intense.
And it's a big deal for them, which I was surprised because she always said she did not want kids. So somewhere she has changed to, I'm not sure now.
I mean, I felt like they were tough on her at the beginning, even with the, oh, you're not Italian. Well, you don't understand. Family dinners are important and cooking is important. And that might be important to you. It doesn't mean that it's important to your kids. And then she was saying, well, we were raised with cousins. So I guess they want Mike to have kids so that their other kids' can have cousins. I wasn't raised around my cousins. I love my cousins. I would get to see them a couple of times a year, but we never lived close to them. So even if they have kids, it doesn't mean that they're going to be raised exactly the way you lived. And there's nothing wrong with people living differently.
I had 32 first cousins. And yes, I was raised around all of them. I mean, it was so much fun, but I get it. It's not for everybody. My children certainly were not raised with any of their cousins. They saw them a couple of times a year.
And it's not that I don't love my cousins, and it's not that I didn't want to be around them, but my dad's job just took us all over. So it wasn't in the card. But they're really coming at her with the kids thing.
I thought they were really harsh with her. As a matter of fact, I was surprised when we got to the end of the segment and they liked her so much because I really thought they were just going to be like totally against her.
Well, I think they had preconceived notions of like what kind of woman doesn't want kids and why that might be. And I was really proud of Mike for jumping in there and saying, lay off. Keep an open mind. He was standing up for Emma.
Right. Well, and they were even putting down the whole experience. And I get what they were saying. When you take visibility and physical contact out of the equation and you're just getting to know somebody by conversation only, they are probably having conversations that a lot of couples do not have for a year or ever, really.
Well, when Mike's mom asked, how do you fall in love so quickly? And we've heard a few couples say that they know me more than anyone because they're in there without their phones, without distractions, having conversations. Apparently there's these like 100 questions or something you can ask and it'll make you fall in love. I wonder if that's what producers are doing.
I seen something like that on Big Bang. They did an experiment with it on Big Bang. And it was like when you got to the end of it, you were supposed to stare into the person's eyes for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes or something like that. Even though I know it's just Big Bang, but they do so many things off of real life stuff. I'm sure there's something out there.
That's probably where they got it. I think that her sharing where she was coming from, it softened their position.
Yeah,
I mean,
it definitely made a difference.
Doing it out of concern for the what would
Right.
my kids' lives be like?
And I think not only that, but the potential that their grandchildren that they would love might have to go through something like that probably gave them a whole different perspective.
I mean, I'm sure they would still want the grandchildren.
Well, yeah, but they wouldn't want to watch them go through what she went through, which is where she's coming from. She doesn't want children that would have to go through what she had to go through.
And I didn't want for my son to have to go through type 1
Mhm.
diabetes, but I think it's better that he's going through it with a mom that's gone through it for
Mhm.
31 years versus
Right.
me, where my parents had no idea what was
Right.
happening. So,
But I think that once she explained it, it's just like what you're saying. It gave them a different perspective,
Right.
definitely some empathy and understanding
Soften
for
their
where she was
position.
coming. Yeah. Instead of just, we have to have grandkids.
and it really softened their hearts at the
Mhm.
end. It was like, okay, I see why. I see why you guys like each other. Welcome to the family.
Yeah.
We'll teach you how to make some coffee for your dogs. Jess and Chris.
What the fuck?
Well, he said he'd always be there when she came home from work.
Even if it's 48 hours later.
He is gaslighting the hell out of her. I don't need to be in constant communication when apparently she sent him one text in the last 24 hours.
Well, did I understand right? Like he left and stayed out all night. Like he was gone the whole night, right?
This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he left. He stayed out all night with a friend. She probably said something to him. And where he
Mhm.
can usually flip the script on other girls, she's smart. She
Mhm.
doesn't fall for bullshit. He starts
I
trying
don't-
to blame her for
Yeah,
having a problem with it.
I don't think he was out with friends. I think he went and fucked somebody.
Well,
and
I
that's
don't
the
know where
reason
he
why.
was. Wherever
Well-
he was, he's going to try to turn it around on her, and
But
she's
his
not
whole
having it.
attitude with her has changed since he did that. That's the reason why I think he went and hooked up with somebody. He's come back almost hostile with her.
Or because she disapproves of, she probably got upset that he didn't communicate what was happening. And now he's trying to turn it around on her and play victim.
Mhm.
I don't know what happened. He very well could have been out with somebody.
I wouldn't put money on it being
But
a
he's just
friend.
not happy that she's questioning him. Chris is not happy that Jessica is
Doesn't think that-
questioning him going out.
Yeah, that she doesn't think that behavior is okay.
So he tries to blame her, saying, look, like, you need me to text you because I'm out. I don't need to be in constant communication. I don't need to tell you everything I'm doing. I didn't do anything wrong. And then when she logically points out, I have texted you once in 24 hours saying I love you, and there was no response, which
Mm-hmm.
that's giving her the cold shoulder. That is emotional withdrawal, emotional abuse. Then he turns it around to, well, I'm just struggling with whether or not I'm attracted to you, because I don't want to sound like a dickhead when I say this, but I like girls who work out every day, and that's not you.
That's the reason why I think he was with somebody else, another girl. He hooked up with another girl because he went straight for the jugular. Like he's been perfectly fine with her, and then all of a sudden he gives her this lame excuse. I mean, what better way? Because I'm assuming this is headed for a major breakup. What
Look.
better way than to get somebody to break up with you than to sit there and criticize that you don't think you're physically attracted to them?
Look, Jessica is gorgeous. This dude
She
looks like
is.
Froyo from Lord of the Rings, or Frodo, or whatever his name is. It's not about her looks.
No.
It's about him teaching her that she can't question what he does. So he's going to drag her down, tell her that she's ugly, tell her that she's needy, because nobody's going to question him.
Well, I think that she's too smart for this.
She is. And he wasn't expecting that. And that's where we leave this episode, to be continued, because
With the-
episode 9, this is where we're going to start.
Yeah.
All right,
with
channel
Chris
surfers.
being an absolute dickhead, like he said he wasn't going to be.
Yeah, right now we're Team Dickhead Chris. Convince us you're not. All right,
Mhm.
channel surfers, we'll see you here in just a minute with episode 9. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Let's ride.